There we go. All right. Happy Sunday. So the first announcement I'm going to make, I'm going to make a note to myself to actually post on our Facebook page too. So as we're sliding into football season, and I know Sundays can get really busy for a lot of folks, and we've been spending a lot of time on training the newer group on Thursdays with future execs, and been doing a larger group gathering on Sunday nights. I went back and forth with the leadership team, and we all agreed that we would like to condense the group, the future execs group on Thursday nights, and our team call togetherness that we have every Sunday night. We're going to meld it into one on Thursday nights at 8:30. We're going to drop this Sunday night call. Now, what that means is it's going to be similar in concept, that a lot of the content's going to be on rerun about every 90 days, and that's because we really want to serve the new people that we're bringing in. So about every 90 days, we're going to go back to the beginning and really be discussing our why, and be discussing our goals and walking through the comp plan. But the goal is that you guys become the leaders, and we can take turns leading this as we're bringing new people into the organization. But we still want that touch point as a smaller team, because on occasion there's going to be new topics we're going to want to discuss, and we can gather as a team and we can talk about it and flex and move with it. But we really want to honor this time that we have after hours to be prospecting and to be on three-way calls, and not as much on training. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So let me take a step back and just let you guys know kind of content for tonight. Jennifer and Jacqueline actually went to 2 different events this week, and I'm going to give them some time to speak today, because we want to hear about their event and how awesome it was, first of all. And then second of all, I am going to bring us back to the basics, and I'm going to talk about the core concepts of a three-way call. And the reason I'm doing that is because this is one of the reasons we're consolidating our team call to 1 call a week, so that we can be resourceful with our time to grow our organizations and prospect and recruit. And we can't prospect and recruit and bring in our upline and downline into three-way calls if we're constantly on training calls, right? So we want to consolidate some of the training. I love the engagement. I love the personal development, but there's also time to learn as we do, and that is through the three-way call process and prospecting. So without further ado, one last general housekeeping announcement is our opportunity overview that we always have every Thursday night or every Tuesday night is at 9 p.m. this week, and I will be the guest speaking at 9 p.m. I've got the flyer. I can't remember whether I actually posted it already in our team thread or not, so I'll take that as an action item too, is opportunity overview flyer. It's the same link every week, and then also our new time for team calls on Thursday nights at 8:30. So make sure you're firing off those messages, having people take a look. This is a business overview on Thursday nights. Feel free to join and take notes yourself, because you'll be one of the guests on these opportunity overviews one day soon. I just happen to be the guest this Tuesday. So it'd be a great point of connection for you to send prospects to take a look and say, hey, this is one of the leaders I'm close to on our team. She's got a great success story. Would love for you to check it out, and I'll circle back and get your thoughts, okay? That simple. Having said that, I am going to turn it over to, let's see, Jennifer Bartram. I think you were the first to go to an event this week. You went on Thursday to the event with Chelsea and Susan Miller and Dr. Plant. Would love for you to share with the group just your highlights and nuggets and why events are so important. And then we'll segue over to Jacqueline to give her 2 cents from her event as well.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My family's not as sick as Melissa's, but my voice is kind of hoarse, and it's not from yelling at my multiple football games. It's just where I'm at right now. So this has been a big weekend of football for my family. But on Thursday, I had the blessing to take 2 close friends from where I live now in New Jersey and my cousin from the Lancaster, PA area met us at the event in Valley Forge Casino. So anyway, Chelsea Miller opened the event with a little bit of what her mom does with the pencil pitch. So she which was interesting, I thought, that they actually started with the comp plan. That's how the night opened. I've never been to one where they actually started with the comp plan. And then they went into several stories from several different, very successful people from the region I'm living in now, who've done a fabulous job. But some key points that I took from those, I'm going to share with you guys. They talked a lot to like people who were open, that like I took 3 with me, about the difference between financial success and financial freedom. Financial freedom, I've heard Trudy Maples say, is when you don't have to balance your checkbook. So there's a lot of different ways for financial freedom, but it's something to think about. Chelsea tapped into Robert Kiyosaki's The Cash Flow Quadrant and just touched in on that. Like I said, some of the key points that Susan does. But here was an interesting little difference. I like this. So she said linear, and she had a little different slideshow than her mom too. And linear is primarily your workers. Even though we've said it, but she had an arrow, and I'm very visual and I liked it. She had linear and an arrow to workers, leveraged income, and that was to blessed, like you're blessed. And then residual was to the creative thinkers, the creative minds, like your singer, songwriter, your actors, or whatever. So anyway, I thought that was just something interesting that stuck with me. And then she went into some little bit different network marketing definitions, talking about the teamwork, the Uber analogy. She did that. She did the Facebook analogy. So a little different spin on what Susan does, but some of the same things. And then spoke to how Isagenix could be a solution both physically and financially. And then they had several different speakers, and they had a panel. And in that panel, this is the quote of the night. I love this. And if you guys have heard it, I don't know. I've never heard it before. It was Jessica Regnier. I don't know if I'm saying that right, Melissa. But anyway, she's done fabulous. She's definitely millionaire status in the company. But she said, hustle so hard that your haters will ask if you're hiring. I thought that was one of the greatest quotes ever. Hustle so hard that your haters will ask if you're hiring. So, and then that kind of segued up to Dr. Plant, and he was phenomenal as usual. And you guys, I didn't take good notes on his because I was too busy trying to video it. So you can access that, and I'm actually going to rewatch it. It was about 50 minutes long, and it wasn't the exact same thing as we had at Celebration, though. He put some different things in there toward probably like 2/3 of the way through toward the end. And I can't remember them all right now. And I'm sorry I have not had time to go back and listen to it. But he was phenomenal. He brought the house. He's so believable. I mean, he's brilliant for one, but he has such a way of capturing the audience. So I'm going to be done with this. Get your people to events. Why? The 3 people I took, 2 weren't convinced at all. They've been using products. They already made good money early. Weren't fully buying into it. Out of those 2, one of them has her boss, who's a pharmacist of a private pharmacy here in a very busy suburb of Philadelphia, who's all in for the business just by her sharing a little bit. She wasn't even trying to get him started. She just shared about the eating, and he had the fear of missing out. He didn't want to miss out on it. He's like, I'm in. Sign him up with the value pack. Cha-ching. I mean, he's in because of that. So Melissa and I are going to coach to that, talk to them, and try to figure that out, because he owns his own pharmacy, and this is going to be something fun that we'll share with you guys along the way. The next out of the 3 people, both of those 2 are already consultants. The next one went to consultant, almost immediate consultant with me, or not with me, but she signed up under her friend, who's my friend. Anyway, she went to consultant almost immediate. Well, she's not going to want to miss out on any of that. She's going to keep going too. Then the third one has not been enrolled, has been using products her mom has given her. She's like, I'm in. sign me up. Her husband's a dentist. Her goal is to get him convinced to do it out of the office. She's a young millennial. She's also one of my beloved cousins that I cannot wait to build a business with. She already has an entrepreneur mindset. So basically, guys, you've got to get your people to events. It's critical. So it was a fabulous event. Loved it. And I'm going to try to get at least one of them to go to UIA and DC with me in October.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And we have, oh my God, the Cepeda event is this coming weekend. So guys, you're hearing this. If you know anyone who lives within a 2 to 3 hour drive of Charlotte, you need to get them to the event. We're having another one this Saturday. I'll be there with a lot of our Charlotte team. Let me know if they attend. I'll love on them. I'll support them and make sure they're taken care of, just like I did with Jackie this past weekend when she went to Florida. I made sure she was taken care of. That's awesome, Jennifer. And that's like so exciting. And I can see the excitement in your eyes and in your smile, just knowing that you've got some people, you've got your local team in Ohio, and now you're building this local team in New Jersey, and you've got some runners that have caught the vision. So that is so exciting. And you did the work, you've got a lot going on. There's a million reasons not to go to an event on a Thursday night. And you made it happen. And you also brought some key people. So huge kudos to you. It'll pay out in dividends big time, just in friendship and partnership with teammates. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. So Jacqueline is next. So if you guys don't know Jacqueline, I want to give you a minute to introduce yourself, and just who you are, how you came into the team in case you're new to some folks. And then I'd love to hear a newbie's perspective. She's had the products in her body maybe 2 weeks, maybe not even that. And she came in for the business. And I don't want to tell your whole story, but give everybody a little bit of background behind you, your professional background, how you landed in this, and then give us your bullets and what it was like for being at your very first Isagenix event down in Florida. And you'll have to unmute yourself, or I can unmute you. Here you go. There we go. Who's Jacqueline? Go for it.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me? Okay,
Yeah.
My name is Jacqueline. So I'm a pharmacist in Florida working for an independent pharmacy. I am always searching for opportunities. And I was on LinkedIn and I connected with Louisa. And she said, this is the greatest opportunity. I was very skeptical because I have done a few home-based business and they weren't that great because the compensation plan wasn't that successful to me. So I said, well, let me think about it. I really don't want to put out any more money doing a home-based business. So she said, okay. And she gave me a website, went home to the website. I checked it out. And I said, right, let me get back with you. And it was back and forth for about, I think, a few weeks. And then she said, she texted me, you gotta get on this, Jackie. This is a great time. This is the right time, right opportunity. So I said, all right, what's the harm in doing this? So I hopped on board. I said, let's do this. And I, got some basic stuff, and I loved the Ionix. It helped me through the day. As I was skeptical at first, but whatever Louisa told me at first about the Ionix powder, they worked. I felt fantastic. I was calm. But anyway, then she said, you got to go to the event. There's an event in September. I think, Melissa, you told me that, right? I don't remember who told me that. So I said, I was hesitant at first. And Melissa said, what's stopping you? I remember that particular text. I said, okay. So I said, well, let's go ahead, nothing to lose after, and I went. So it was very much the same like the one that Jennifer went to, but they started with a product first, the first session of it, a very little bit of it. And then when it came back, the second half of it, Susan Miller, let me tell you, for the newbies who haven't been to an event, you need to go. You have to go. It is so cheap. I mean, it is not even cheaper than your dinner. You know, I brought my friend, and we were the only Chinese people in there. And my friend said, "Oh my God, look at this! We have such a huge market." You know, so I said, "Yeah."
Oh no, she froze. Jackie, you're frozen. Hang on, let me text her. I love that business mindset though. She's like, we've got a market. Hang on.
Such a happy face to be frozen to, though. Check that out. That's awesome.
Hang on, you're frozen. Maybe dial back in, question mark. Let's see. Where'd she go? Now she's completely blacked out, isn't she? Yeah, we lost her. Yeah, you guys. Well, so that's the funny thing. I think, you know, so as she's dialing back in, a couple of things here. People don't know what they don't know, and they need our confidence to move forward. So I think about what Jacqueline said about even with Louisa, following back up with her and just being like, look, like, you have got to get on board. This opportunity is incredible, right? It's kind of like Jennifer's persistence with her family and her cousin and her friends. And the same thing with the event itself. Jacqueline's texting me now. You know, she's trying to get back on. You know, she was like, I don't know, I might come. I don't want to go by myself. And you just have to, we know, right? We know what these events do for people, and your posture is everything. And so what I said is, look, you told me you want to be making 6 figures in this business like yesterday, and you want to be an Isagenix millionaire in 4 years. Like, if that's the case, then you've got to treat this business like the income opportunity that it is, and drive down the street to listen to one of the top income earners in the world talk to you. Like, I'm jealous. I can't do that. Well, I guess I've got Herb next week, but I don't have Susan, you know. This is a once in a year opportunity. So it's your posture and your excitement that gets your prospects and your newly enrolled. They need that cattle prod. I remember Amanda Ham dragging me to my first celebration, like dragging me. And I thought, what is this all about? This is so silly. That why am I even doing this, right? And you come home transformed. Kristen O'Rear, after that baby's born, we're going to have to get you to one. I think you're the only one on the line here that hasn't been to an event. And Nicoletta was on for a hot second. I know she's got a baby. And so Nicoletta might make an appearance at UIA. Go ahead with the meeting, not able to connect. Okay, so Jacqueline's having problems. So we're just going to keep moving. Okay. So we're going to keep moving, and I'm going to talk about the power of a 3-way call. And then if Jacqueline gets back on, then she gets back on. But guys, here's the deal. I've been doing some smaller one-on-one calls with some of you and your teams. And Dawn and Terry, I'm still would love to have a call with you guys, with your business builders. And same with you, Jennifer. It's okay. But we've been having some great conversations. And this is one of the reasons I'm wanting to consolidate our team call to once a week, is to create more space in our calendars for 3-way calls. Here's the thing. I started reflecting, and Stacy Matsuoka and I were doing this the other night because I had a call with her downline. We were talking about when we talk about that first wave and how we're in the midst of creating that second wave. In our first wave, in the heat of all of it, I remember being on constant 3-way calls. Constant. Let me fix my view. I like being able to see everybody. There we go. I would be up until 11, 12 o'clock at night, call after call after call. I remember my little babies, this was before Wyatt was even made in my belly. I'd be too loud. I get too excited, to this day. Jake's he can hear me in there and it drives him nuts. my babies would come in my room at like 10 or 11 o'clock and be like, Mom, what are you doing? I was hustling, supporting my team. I was doing the work. They were learning. I was prospecting. And then I'd be up putting putting orders in till like racing the clock till midnight, especially when there were promos and stuff like that. Like we were in action in a different way than we are today. And what I mean by that is we are heavily resourced, which is incredible. We can turn 300 different ways to have resources. We have our GET calls in the morning. We have our opportunity overview on Tuesday nights. We have our own team calls on Sunday nights. If you are participating in Residual Rockstars, they have a really good call. We also have our future execs training. My point is we have a lot of opportunity to learn, and it feels good, right? Like it feels good to learn. It feels good to be a student, but you can read a manual on how to ride a bike all day long. You can read it every single day, but if you've never ridden a bike, you're never going to learn how to ride the bike, right? And it was this aha moment that I had with Susan Miller. And when we had a coaching call last week, and she's like, Melissa, I want to remind you that Jessica Johnston is 68 PET in my downline. 68. You guys, Jennifer Bartram, we've done the math. What are you, like 5 or 6? She's 5. She's 5, right? And my point is Susan Miller is brilliant because she doesn't just grow her network. She grows she networks through her team's networks. What I mean by that is she is constantly saying, bring me your new people. Bring me your new people. Bring them in. I'll talk to them. You go find me new people. You go find me new people, right? And she did this with Jessica Johnson. Bring me your new people. Bring me your new people. I'll train them. You go find more. You go find more. Bring me new people. Bring me new people. And my point is, when you're supporting your downline as far down as you can get, the key is to tap into your team's network and you be a resource. And so that kind of hit me square in the face because I started thinking about how our team's been growing and it's been proliferating, and I haven't probably been as available for three-way calls and support than you guys. I didn't put it out there to you. I've always been available, but I haven't been as forward as I'm being tonight and putting my calendar out there for you to bring me on to your three-way calls. Because see, the thing is, you don't know what you don't know, and you won't know until you learn by doing, right? So we can get on a connecting call every Wednesday and we can hear and we can take notes, but you're gonna learn the most when you're on a call with your upline, hearing how they talk about the comp plan, hearing how they handle objections, hearing how they maneuver through people's pain and why they are where they are today, right? And so my point in saying all of this is that I want you guys to know that I am here to support indefinitely through 100 PET, because every single one of you is uber important to me. It's important to us, and I want to be available to you. And so that's why I'm pulling back on the number of calls, because I want to be available for the three-way calls, because we can get all the training, right? But we need to use this space, this time that we have, to be bringing in new people to take a look, bringing in new people to listen to their upline. So whether it's me, whether it's Jennifer Bartram, whether it's Dawn Turner, I'm seeing some leaders on the line, but the key is to bring people in, just ask them, are you willing to take a look? I am super excited about something. I'm still learning about it. Are you willing to take a look, right? And when you can be over a voice text, it can be over a phone call, it can be over a text message. When they say yes, the key is to go to, I made a post the other week, I'm gonna post it again, and that is access to my calendar. When you have access, what I want you to do when they say yes is go look at my calendar, see when I'm available, and book yourself with me. Find 3 slots that work for you, that are available for me, and I want you to then offer to your prospect a couple of those times. And when you guys land on a time that works, you just simply go into the link I'm going to give you guys and you book a call with me. It's working beautifully. Crystal Willis is actually, she's got me booked on 3 calls this week for the business. She's part of my team leg. I'm supporting a lot of my team leg that's with Amanda Ham's team as well. But guys, work me. I'm here for you. I'm clearing my calendar so I can support your growth. Don't feel like you're out there on your own. Don't feel like you have to have these conversations by yourself. Just like you didn't learn how to ride a bike by yourself, right? And so my point is, if you have 30 minutes tomorrow or any day this week, if all you have is 30 minutes to work on this business, this might kind of blow your mind, but I'm going to say, don't listen to calls, don't listen to podcasts, don't read a personal development book. Use those 30 minutes to reach out and find people who want to learn about this business. Get as many no's as you possibly can. That's what grows a business. It feels good to listen to podcasts. It feels good to read books about how you're going to make $1 million. But what makes $1 million is growing a business, right? So I know I'm sounding a little bit redundant, and it is a balance. But I just want to make it clear that if you only have 30 minutes in a day to drive your business, ask yourself, what can I be doing to expand my network? If you only have 30 minutes, what can you do to go into LinkedIn and connect with 10 new people? What can you do to meet new strangers at the mall or on the field or at the school and hand them your phone and connect with them through Facebook? Right? What can you do to make new friends at the gym or volunteer at the church? What can you do to expand your network to allow you to open up for more conversations? I'd rather you spend your time doing, if you've only got 30 minutes, I'd rather you do that. Now, if you've got an hour to work on your business, maybe you spend 30 to 45 minutes working on connecting and 15 on personal development. But I'm telling you right now, I grew to executive and I grew to 4-star through complete ignorance of just bulldozing, connecting, and because the more you connect, the more you stumble through your words till they feel normal and they feel like yours. Yes, you're going to pick up verbiage from listening to calls. We should all be doing that. But to me, you can be efficient doing that while you're doing something else, right? Get yourself, I've got a Bluetooth shower speaker. It cost me $15 on Amazon, okay? If the only 30 minutes you have in a day is to listen to those calls, start doing it while you're driving or doing it while you're taking a shower, or put earbuds in and do it while you're drying your hair and putting your makeup on. If you've only got 30 minutes of space to be productive, don't use it sitting listening to a call. Use it to connect. Use it to meet new people. So I'm on a rampage about this, but it's so like somewhere over the past year and a half, Stacey Matsuoka and I were talking about this. We've gotten so far from prospecting and connecting and so heavy on training. And what we really need to be doing is getting out there connecting. So my challenge to all of you, so I always love to make just like a call to action. Okay, so what does that mean, Melissa? Make it clear for me. What are my steps? Like, what can I consciously do tomorrow and the next couple of days to be more effective and grow my business? And I think that connecting with 10 new people a day is a really good first step. And I've talked with Jennifer Bartram about this. When I have seen gaps in my Leader in Action formula where I see zeros on recruitment, it's because I've been spending way too much time training and not enough time recruiting. And it's because training's fun and developing curriculum is fun, and seeing all your sweet, brilliant faces that are already on board and seeing you smile and engage, that's fun. Messaging 50 people in a day and nobody responding, or 2, and they say no thanks, that sucks, right? But the reality is that's the mundane is where you make the money. The mundane is what grows the business, right? So what I've committed to myself is that I connect The first thing I do every morning, no matter what's going on, it doesn't matter if I've got 15 messages from my team, my family, unless somebody's got a fever and throwing up, which has happened a lot this week, my phone is down. For the first 30 minutes to an hour of my day, it is nothing but connecting. I am growing my network. I am responding to LinkedIn messages. I am looking for opportunities to network within my community, whether I feel like I have the time or not. Because guess what? My job is to be a professional friend maker, right? So I was thinking about that the other day when I was working down the street and I saw these like flyers for a Pure Barre class with Prosecco or something in the afternoon. And I'm like, that time kind of sucks. It's 4:00 in the afternoon. That's like a bad time for a mom. But I'm like, but that's a great open door to meet people. So I need to make sure I've got a sitter and I go do that thing. Like what a great job we have. Like we have to meet people and that's our job. Like I used to have to sit in front of a computer for 8 to 10 hours a day managing emails. We get to actually go connect and meet people for our job, right? So, okay, back to my call to action. Call to action. If you're up for it and you want some clear direction, if you do nothing else this week, it is connect with 10 people a day. So what does that look like? You can break it up however you want. The connecting can be a follow-up. It can be an initial message. It can be expanding your network. Okay, here's a couple. It can be belly to belly. It can be volunteering in your local community for a good cause. It can be nominating yourself at the church to do something, be a part of a committee. This is connecting. This is expanding your network and building relationships. It can be volunteering at the school, but 10 new connections a day. What you can do on LinkedIn is LinkedIn will actually suggest to you people that you can connect with. So I've started doing that. And what you need to do if you're going to do that is don't just send a connection request. Read the person's profile and share with them something that you saw that you saw interest in, that you have in common. People are much more likely to accept the connection. Same with Facebook. Another great way that I grew my business exponentially was I went through my friends list on Facebook. Guys, if you haven't done this yet, this should be what you do this week. Go to your friends and look at their friends, and you're going to find so many people that you have in common that you're not friends with on social media, and you should be. Like, you know them. They're peripheral in your life with the people that you know. And you can send them a friend request. And if they see that you have 5-10 people in common, they're going to accept it. And if you're active on social media, they're going to see what your life is about. I enrolled so many people from Orange Theory last year doing that. I became friends with all the coaches. And then I would go see all their friends. And I would send friend requests to everyone that I had 2 to 3 people in common with. And it's crazy how many people just accept. Because they're like, oh, we have friends in common. Accept. And then all it takes is your own branding through social media that's going to pick people up and create interest. Maybe Instagram's your thing. Go to Instagram. Type in some hashtags that you really like. Go find people that are inspirational and follow them and connect with them. So again, in summary, okay, connect with 10 people today, 10 people a day. You can even break it up. Make some of it belly to belly, make some of it local, make some of it virtual, make some of it reach outs. Some of them can be accepting. Like LinkedIn will speak, or on any platform, people will send you friend requests. Don't just accept it. Instead, when you accept, thank them for the request to connect and ask them, curious, why, what was it about my profile that piqued your interest? I've gotten in so many fun conversations by doing this. I had a woman this week ask me to come speak to the local pharmacy school because she saw my profile and saw that I was doing some non-traditional work outside of the arena of pharmacy, and she needs her students to see that there's more in pharmacy than just retail. And I'm not sure she even would have asked me had I not asked her why she connected with me. When she requested to connect with me, I just said, hey, thanks for the request to connect, just curious. what was it about my profile that it piqued your interest? And so she commented on the corporate dropout, and she was curious what I was doing. And we did a little banter back and forth. I sent her my video, and she immediately wanted to get on the phone with me. I sent her my virtual calendar. She booked an appointment with me. And it turns out it's a pharmacy about an hour away, a pharmacy school. And she totally wants me to speak through my entire career, including network marketing. And it turns out she actually lives 5 minutes down the road from me. Like, how cool is that? I'm going to get her enrolled too, but she doesn't know it yet. So guys, I have this problem with calls on Sunday night. See, now I'm all fired up, and I'm going to have to go connect with 10 more people before I go to sleep. But this is how you grow your pipeline. This is how you grow your business. Stacy was actually challenging me to revisit. I used to have a flow chart when I was working full time of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of income producing activities that I would do each day to grow my business in the pockets of my time. Would you guys be interested in me bringing that back to life? Because a lot of it had to do with connecting and following up. But anyway, okay, so that's my challenge. Let me see, there's some stuff in the chat box. Jacqueline is posting her experience on Run With Me. Awesome. Facebook will show them mutual connections for you daily. I do that on LinkedIn. Yes. And if you guys, it'll keep you busy. Like, if you make that, like, to me, I have incorporated it as part of my work. Like, it literally, and you have to be careful, because when you get onto a social media platform, you can squirrel, right? Like, you see things, and before you know it, you're like, how did I end up watching this video of somebody's kitty cat? Like, that's not why I was here. So you have to remind yourself, like, with laser focus, I'm here to connect. I know I'm not watching that video. It has nothing to do with what I'm trying to do. How many times have you gotten into your social media platform to do something or post something, and like 3 seconds later, you completely forget why you went in there? Because you've squirreled and you're looking at other people's posts. So make it part of your income producing activities once a day for 15 minutes. Make it your power 15 minutes of connecting. And tell yourself, when I go into this platform, all I'm doing is looking for mutual connections. Dawn says, thank you, Melissa, for adjusting to help us all grow our business. I love it. Absolutely. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post my calendar link in the thread down here again, and I'll bump it in the Run With Me Facebook page, because I made a post about it the other day. I don't know that a lot of people are really familiar with it, but it's working beautifully for those of you that are using it. And I get a notification, and you're only going to see in my calendar when I'm available. The one thing I'll hit on is that if you need me in the evenings, you just need to text me. That's the one thing, because the calendar is set so that I can only do a block. I can't do a block and a gap and then a block. But you guys know after 8:30, I'm typically available, but you just need to reach out to me. Make sure I'm not like speaking like I am Tuesday night. You're not going to be able to see that in the calendar. So what questions, comments, thoughts do you guys have?
Hey, Melissa, it's Dawn. How are you?
I'm good.
All right, I'll let you see my face maybe. I don't know. It's pretty bad today.
Well, look at me. I have no makeup on.
I know, right? So I wanted to just say thank you so much for doing this. What you said, so I want to make sure that I heard you correctly, is you're going to incorporate Susan.
Whoops, you're muted out.
That's awesome. Okay, so I want to make sure I heard you correctly. So you're going to incorporate Susan Miller's strategy, where she is saying, go get your people, bring them to me, and I will help you. I will do the work.
Yeah.
Because you just, yeah, your credibility is incredible. I love it, because I'm not there yet. So as someone that's already retired from corporate America, you bring so much to the table that be able to close that deal for us. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're always learning and we're always growing. I'm always open to learning and like adjusting as I go. And I think that was the biggest thing that hit me square in the face when I was speaking with Susan the other day, is she's like, and this is no knock on you guys at all. This is just reality, and it was me when I was in your shoes too. She said, you are assuming too much. You are assuming that your team is doing X, Y, Z, and they're following through with A, B, C. But the reality is they've got a 9 to 5, and they're juggling a lot of stuff. And you've figured the formula out, and you've got a well-greased machine, and you've got to continue to have people just turf their people to you until you have a streamlined process and other people dropping out and duplicating. She said, because when you get 7, 8, 10, 15 PET down, like for instance, Kristen Arrear enrolled this sweet girl, Megan, a week or two ago. And Kristen's pretty new herself. She's a month, 2 months in, and she's about to have a baby. So I think that and this is a good lesson for all of us, is that just because you didn't enroll people within your downline doesn't mean they're not 100% your responsibility, right? Like, and I'm not saying that you guys aren't capable. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I am here to support you 100% and coach your people. That the way we can grow this business is you just keep bringing in the people, and I'll help you along and coach them with you, right? Because Susan and I were talking about, we've got these big groups, and we're training them through Healthy Change. We're training them through Future Execs. And we're going to continue that training, but we're going to fold it into this call right here, this team call. And we're just going to hit the reset button every 30, 60, 90 days. And meanwhile, funnel your people to me for 3-way calls, and I'll help them with what's next and what's next. You're going to be copied on all of it. You're going to be participating in it, but you're just not left trying to figure it out yourself. And I think about that in retrospect. And, when I was building my business, when we all are, it's like, okay, great. Like you've hit this certain status. You go run, you do, right? But it's like, but that's not really how this works. And it's like, if Susan hadn't reached down and coached the hell out of Jessica Johnston, like where would either one of their businesses be right now, right? If Susan had said, well, I didn't personally enroll you, you're not, and I'm not saying I've ever been that way. I don't think I've ever been like, well, I haven't personally enrolled you, because like, for instance, Dawn is not a personal enrollment of mine, and I coach you all the time, right? Jennifer Bartram's not a personal enrollment of mine either. But my point is, I want you to feel comfortable with even coming to me and being like, I don't know where to go next with this person, or, I want you to help me coach this person. This person really wants it. Like, I want you funneling me your people who are interested in the business, and we're going to coach them together through the steps, through the Global Exec page. And then you just go find more people, and your people go find more people, and they will do that. We'll do it all over and over and over again. But what's going to make it duplicatable is funneling them into the GET calls and funneling them into what we're now going to have is our Thursday night calls. That's where they're going to get their additional training. But this business grows best through speed, right? And the way it's going to grow quickly through speed is if we're turfing our team upwards. And going to continue to recruit more. I'm going to do that with your people, right? They come in, they're really excited about the business. I'm coaching them with you about the business. I'm going to tell them, go find more people, bring them to me, let's have more conversations, and then we'll talk about what's next. So yes, I am 100% available. You guys have my calendar. I'm going to post it again. What other questions do you guys have?
I would just like to say, Melissa, that I will have a few people to bring on this week with you that I especially want you to meet prior to them coming to Cepeda, because they're coming to Cepeda. So they're already on, they just ordered product, but they're business builders. So
awesome.
I'm really excited about that. I know. And yeah, so, and I've got more lined up who can't make it or nowhere in our living near us, but those will be coming down as well. I was wondering if you don't mind, if I could ask you a question about the chat we had the other night on here.
Sure.
About the leadership and action form.
Yeah.
Because we have to post it tomorrow.
That's right. You're such a good student. And I love it, Terry.
I'm filling it out. Okay, so I filled out everything except for I'm a little just confused again, this personal cycle growth plus or minus. So cycle benchmark. So at the beginning of the month, where do we base the first benchmark on? Is it the first week of the month, or is it the first day we started, or
Let me show
is
you.
it 0? I mean,
I'm going to show you guys. This is good for everybody on the line. And if you have to jump off, I understand. Let me go to, I'm going to pull up.
I mean, I can tell you what my numbers are. I'm looking at my whole comp history, but with my cycles.
Yeah, but there's an actual report that calculates it for you. It's based on a rolling 4 weeks. What you do is, let me sign out and go in as Jake.
But okay.
So this will be good for everybody to see. Oh, my battery's low. Let's see if we can make it. So you scroll down to you click on contest and promotions. Let me plug in my computer before it dies. I'd hate to lose you guys at the last minute. Hang on. Okay. There. Oh, wait. Is it plugged in? Yes. Okay. Contest and promotions, and then scroll down to you can click on view reports for the director leadership pool. Jennifer, for you, it's going to be executive, but for everybody else, it's going to be the director. Click on view reports. And then what you want to look at is the previous month. Because if you look at the current month, it's not going to have the 4-month snapshot. You want to look at the previous month. And when I pull that up, down here you'll see it says net cycle benchmark. So what the company does is it takes the rolling 4 weeks of cycles from the month before and takes an average and then gives you a little push, like a growth push. I don't know what the actual percentage is, but they want to see a little bit, just a little bit of growth. That's your benchmark. And your benchmark can ebb and flow. So if you have a crappy month, then following month, the company will actually drop your benchmark. And I actually appreciate that, because if you have a blockbuster month, you wouldn't want to have to chase that value for the rest of the year, right? Like it adapts to your previous four weeks. So it'll ebb and flow with your business center. Does that make sense?
Well, okay. So his net cycle benchmark, is that the number you would go by?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because what month does he have showing there? Mine is showing July. Is that fine? Like the last date, that's fine? His does too? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that goes into our cycle benchmark. And then our personal cycle growth, it's for these weeks in September, yeah?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Not August, that we already did. It's for September. And that's just the number of cycles that we did, which shows in our comp history, right?
Yep. So then what you do there is you go to, I just go to view my team. You can probably do it at comp history too. But if you go to view my team, you can see your cycles from the previous weeks.
Yeah. So that's where we put that number in. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so you should be able to fill out tomorrow morning. You'll be able to put this number in, September 22nd. And we'll have one more week in September.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Great question.
Okay. If it didn't move at all, what do we put there? Just 0?
Right. So if your benchmark, let's say your benchmark is 2, and let's say this week you get 1, then you would have a -1 in that spot. But let's say your benchmark is 2 and you hit 2 this week, then it would be 0. There would be no number. It wouldn't be plus or minus. let's say you have 3, then you'd have a +1 for the
Okay.
week.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. And tomorrow we'll know the next week's number. Okay. That's good. Yeah. Thank you for that. Wanted
You're
to just
welcome. I'm so excited that you're working on it. That means you are serious. I bet Terry's gonna be the first one to post hers tomorrow. I have the post set up to come up tomorrow in the morning. I think I can't remember what time I set it for. It might be later in the day. You might kill me. I might have to go check the timing on it because you're probably chewing at the bit to put it in there.
I am.
All right, guys. Well, so moral of the story is go connect with some people. Expand your network. It's, let's not focus on who can I get or who can I sell. Just focus on who can I meet, because these products and this business have become a part of your life. And if you can make it your job to meet new people, it will come up in conversation. It will. So go meet some new people, go connect with new people, connect with 10 people a day. You don't have to sell 10 people a day. Just connect with 10 people a day, 10 new people. And that is it, guys. I hope you guys have a good evening. Fire off some, what's a great way? I'll give you your 10 people to connect with tomorrow. Ask 10 people to join the opportunity overview on Tuesday night, right? So I'll give you guys the flyer here in a second. All right. Have a good evening. Hope everybody's feeling great tomorrow. Jennifer, hope you feel better. And we'll catch up soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks.